Hello, everybody. About to go in a few seconds. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Hope you're having a great week thus far. Let's see. All right. Get ready to get this thing on the road. This is Tuesday. Week is already moving, folks. The week is already moving. Hope you guys are doing good. I don't know who chimed in so far yet, but I know we got some people. I do see the platform icon is up. Lets me know who we got, not who we got, but where we got. So I see some people over on Twitter that's watching. Thank you guys for stopping in. Those of you who are also on YouTube, thank you guys for stopping in on the YouTube side and the Facebook side, of course. Thank you guys for stopping in. Hope you guys have been doing great. It's been a great day. Just had a very important meeting on yesterday with one of the HBCUs that we're going to bring over to expand over into Libya and Greece, where we're going to be building our new city, our smart city. So we're very excited. It went well, but there was some challenges in getting my team members on that call. But it was a bit of a challenge. So with that being said, I had to carry on and answer questions that involved my, people who on my team to answer. I had to try to answer them myself. So I want to, I don't want to talk about that, but that is an example of the topic that I'm going to cover with you guys again today, which is why some people succeed and some don't. And a few years ago, a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I used to do what is called test your mic, where I would name a scenario, and this scenario will never work, will always be in the space of things doesn't go according to plan in your business. And the test your mic part is to ask people, what do you do in that situation? Prime example, um, you have a $100 million contract on the table that you're trying to get awarded for with, right? Um, you have to go and meet your prospect, your potential client, a big corporation, and that corporation is in place to give you $100 million contract to do whatever it is that you do for that, for that organization. But you have to do a presentation. They have to see your presentation. They want to see what is the win for them and why they should award you $100 million. So what you do, you're on your way over to the client's office so that you can do this presentation. But you left your smart drive, your thumb drive, because your presentation is saved on a thumb drive, right? And that thumb drive is at home. And you just realize that you're only 5 minutes away from the client's office. And you left your thumb drive. So you go to the client's office. Now here's a bit of good news to the scenario, because I want to give you guys a break. The file that's also just on your thumb drive, you also have it on your Dropbox. On your Dropbox. Those of you who don't know what Dropbox is, your Dropbox is your cloud. Okay, so with your Dropbox being your cloud, right? Or it could be on your what is that? OneDrive. OneDrive is on the Microsoft side. It's both of them is your cloud. Google Cloud, your Verizon Cloud, your Dropbox Cloud, whatever. It's on your cloud. It's not only on your thumb drive, but you have it on your thumb drive because you don't know the internet situation to where you're going. But your presentation is you have it on the cloud. So you can't go back and get your thumb drive, but you have to get to where you're going. You 5 minutes before you reach your destination to do your presentation, so that you can get this $100 million contract with this organization. So you get to the organization. How are you going to set up your presentation? Because you don't have your thumb drive. So That was to test your mic. So what people, what you would have to do is just say, hey, I need to get to my presentation. I need access to your Wi-Fi. Now, some organizations have an internal internet access, but some have an external internet access, which is only for guests that come in who need to use the Wi-Fi. Okay, there are a lot of law firms that do. So with that being said, they will ask access to their Wi-Fi so they can get to their cloud to pull down the presentation. And they pull down the presentation. They got the presentation hooked to their laptop on their laptop. They hook their laptop to the projector so they can project on the big screen in that boardroom, okay, on that conference room, so that they can do their presentation. And then they can impress them well enough to win $100 million. Okay, so the moral of that story is whatever can go wrong with your business probably will. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Whatever can go wrong with your business probably will. You guys get it? So now, here we go. The topic is why some succeed, why some people succeed and some don't. It's not because of circumstance. It's not because of what, a politician. And I will tap a little bit on that because you got to be out of your fucking mind to blame politicians as to why your ass can't succeed. Okay? I'm going to talk a little bit on that. I ain't going to beat up on y'all too much because it's something else I'm focused on that I want you guys to get. Okay? So you guys hold on a second. So with that being said, you're an entrepreneur or you're a successful employee. And why did I say successful employee? Because employees are still entrepreneurs in a sense. You're an individual profit center. That's what you are, an individual profit center. Your employer is your client. You interview for the job. You show them why you're the person for the job. And there you are. The only difference between an employee and an entrepreneur is an employee has a cap on their money, whereas an entrepreneur doesn't have a cap on it. Their money can go as long as they keep pushing hard for it to go, right? Whereas an employee, you have a cap on your money. You have to go when they want you to go, do what they want you to do, get sick when they give you permission to get sick, go on vacation when they give you permission to vacate, okay? Those are basically the differences. So if you have a business and you want to have success in that business, your success in that business or lack thereof is totally determined by how you're thinking. Not only by how you're thinking, but how you are treating your business. Why did I say treating your business? 2015, 5 years ago, I know someone who had their own spa. And they were doing a lot of outdated efforts to brand this spa. First of all, then you guys know I'm good at branding and marketing. That's something that I can do. And I kept trying to tell this person 5 years ago what they needed to do. And they literally told me what they weren't going to do because what I was telling them and what they thought was going to be best for them to do. And this is what I said to them. I said to them, you will be closed. You will be out of business in 90 days. I literally told them, say, you are going to be out of business in 90 days. And they thought I was saying I was being harsh to them, and I was not being harsh. Folks, you got to understand something. When somebody is telling you, giving you facts, listen, facts is stubborn. Facts is stubborn. So when somebody's giving you facts, you got to remove your emotions and address the facts. This alone is a problem with our Black community. We take our problems, we take our emotions into our workspace. And check this out, we take our emotions to the election polls. And this is why we lose in every aspect of the election polls and in business. Because we can't get out of our feelings and get into our fucking business. We spend too much time playing Connect Four when we should be trying to learn how to play chess, because all the facts is on the table where the chess moves on. Emotions is where where Connect Four is. I'm not even going to say checkers, because checkers meaning you at least you got the idea you on the way to play chess, but we ain't even there. We on Connect Four. Mindset. So you take your business, your mindset, your goals, dreams, and your aspirations, you put them into a reality. And that reality don't pan out for you because look, how you thinking? A gentleman, let me tell you something. I told this person this, and I told them what they needed to do as far as how they're going to brand it. They still wanted to walk around the neighborhood and hang up little flyers on people's doors. And I told them that don't work because today that is called spam. That's spam. Let me ask you guys a question. When you see all these big coupons and advertisements coming into your mailbox, what do the majority of people do with that? Throw it in the trash. When you at a club, y'all, and you come out the club and you see 4 or 5 different flyers on your windshield, sitting right up underneath your windshield wiper, or tucked down right on the driver's side of your door. What do people typically do with those flyers? At the end of that night, when all the cars are gone, the parking lot is covered with those same little flyers. Covered with them. They take them off, throw them on the ground. People don't take time to read that stuff. I don't care how many pretty women you put on the flyer. Those aren't the pretty women that's going to be in the club. People know that. Yeah. Get in their car and they're gone. Some people done met somebody in the club and they taking them home with them. They ain't got time. They excited about that. They more excited about that than the fucking flyer. So with that being said, that is a tacky and poor way of marketing and branding your business. It's not always that effort. See, people always think, oh, well, they're not doing anything. It's not that they're not doing anything. They're not doing the right thing. A gentleman by the name of Bob Proctor said it like this. He said, successful people are not successful because they do certain things. They are successful because they do things in a certain way. So I told this person 5 years ago that their business they're going to be out of business in 90 days because of how they were marketing their business. I didn't just tell them that. They asked. I didn't volunteer that information. They asked. And I told them. And when I told them, they didn't accept what I told them because they didn't want to do business that way. They didn't think that I was right in how they should be marketing and branding their company. So when they didn't listen, I just said, okay, well, I answered your question that you asked me, and since you don't want to go with what I'm sharing with you, or at least try it, you're going to be out of business in about 90 days. So in 90 days, they were out of business. It was too late to try to revert back to what I said to them and try to put into practice what I said to them when that 90-day period came around. It's too late. Because see, the information that I gave them was going to be information that was going to save them in a 90-day period. You got to understand something. There's no quick fixes to a long-term problem, people. That's what you got to understand. When you have a sickness, don't expect a quick fix to fix your sickness, because your sickness is something that accumulated over a period of time. It's going to take a period of time to get rid of the sickness. The same thing goes in life. The same thing goes in business. That's why I said in the earlier today that whatever could go wrong with your business probably will go wrong. But you got to have a long-term solution to a long-term problem. An overnight sensation is not going to get it, people. So this is why some people succeed and some people don't, because they don't have the right mindset. And if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to have the right business acumen to handle business. People are too emotional. You're too emotional, that makes you blind too fast. It does. Black people, we take our emotions to the polls when we vote. That's why we always get the shittiest end of the stick. I don't care who you vote for. Doesn't matter who you vote for. Because we're too busy emotional. We always go to the polls to vote against somebody. Because see, we always want to vote with emotions instead of voting for policy. We don't vote for policy. We vote with emotions. That's why everybody laughs at us every year. Every 4 years, we get laughed at. We actually do. We get laughed at by other ethnic groups because they say those folks over there still don't get it. After 57 years of this, they still don't get it. And we take that same mentality, we take that same emotion into our business. And then people don't want to fuck with you in business because you haven't showed the value for them to fuck with you. You show them emotions. People don't invest in your feelings, folks. People invest in your value. I'm going to say that part again. People don't invest in your feelings. They invest in your value. It doesn't matter if that person likes you, love you, or dislike you. It doesn't matter if the person doesn't like you because of your race or not. Because a true business person, I don't care if they like you or I don't care how racist a true business person is, if they see value in somebody in another race that they don't like particularly, they're gonna do business with you anyway. See, the people who sits across the table from you to do a contract doesn't always have the best interest, your best interest at all. That's why you have contracts. Black folks, we need to learn this shit. And with the climate that we're living in now, that emotional bullshit, that shit from the 50s and 60s, that shit needs to go. It needs to go. The worst thing, and people aren't gonna like me saying this, but I'm gonna give you the facts. The worst thing that was given to black folks was welfare. It has enabled us. Now, everybody who runs for office, we look for them to give us welfare. Give us handouts. It's not socialist society, folks. This is capitalism. People think capitalism is a dirty word. Listen, Dr. Dennis Kimbro made that clear. Capitalism is not a dirty word. Dr. Dennis Kimbro, a black professor out of Clark University in Atlanta, explained what capitalism is. He said capitalism is not a dirty word. All it means is that everything is for sale. And then he said, if you break down the word capitalism, the Latin derivative of the word capitalism is caput. Caput, C-A-P-U-T, caput. What does the word caput means in Latin? It means head. So in order to do well in a capitalist society, you must use your what? Your head. Plain and simple. When we learn to accept facts like that, remove your feelings, your emotions. And I'm surprised a lot of black men has fallen captive to this. Black man, get the fuck out your emotions. What the hell fuck are you doing exploiting your emotions? What the fuck is wrong with you today? You done fell for the trick bag. This is why we're not respected anymore. It's not enough alpha males anymore. Just a bunch of beta males just swarming all over the damn place. Yeah. This is why some people succeed, some people don't. It's how you think. You gotta think here, not from your heart, not with your emotions first. And people say, man, so it's not good to have feelings. I'm not saying it's not good to have feelings. What I'm telling you is that we put our feelings in the wrong place all the time. There's nothing wrong with following your heart, but take your brain with you. See? Now, why? So I'm telling you all this because I want to explain the meeting I had with this HBCU yesterday. First of all, I'm not a PhD. The people on my team who have MBAs and PhDs had technical difficulties getting on to this virtual meeting that I had with this HBCU. So what did I have to do to make that meeting successful to the point that's making them now submit to me a letter of interest for us to expand that university over into Libya and Greece? I had to work with what I had, and I had to make it happen. A friend of mine's name is Candice Camille. You know what she said? Before you become a CEO, you must first become an OOO. I love when she said that. I always give her credit for that. Every time I use that, I gotta give her credit. She said, before you become a CEO, you have to first become an OOO. What is an OOO? Only operating officer. Let me say that again. An OOO is an only operating officer. You see? Andrea said, I'm tired of the daily emotional abuse of Donald Trump. So let me just address that real quick. Donald Trump ain't abusing you emotionally. He don't even know you. You see what I'm saying, black people? This is what I'm talking about. Donald Trump don't know you. What he does, let me tell you something. What he does, what Biden does, that has shit to do with you and me. At the end of the day, we still have an obligation to bring our best to the marketplace. At the end of the day, we still have an obligation individually to bring our best to the marketplace, to humanity. You see, we can't do anything anymore without putting Donald Trump in our scenario. Why do you give him that much power over you? This is why some people succeed and some people don't. Now you guys see exactly what I'm saying, right? This is a prime example of what I keep trying to tell you. You gave him that much power. And nobody that don't know me can emotionally abuse me. They don't know who the hell I am. Why should I give somebody that comment who don't even know me? And I don't know them. You guys see what I'm saying? This is what I keep telling us as black people. Get out of your feelings and get into your business. We can't do shit no more without talking about Donald Trump. He ain't gonna do nothing for us. Okay. Why the fuck you keep saying it? If he ain't gonna do nothing for you, then why don't you do something for your fucking self? Come on, man. You guys hear what I'm saying? If you feel this way, whether you know it or feel it or got that gut feeling that he ain't gonna do nothing for you, or if Biden ain't gonna do nothing for you, then won't you do something for you? This is exactly what I'm saying to you folks, man. This is exactly what I keep telling y'all. If these politicians, if you out here posting on Facebook or calling people on the phone telling them what this person ain't gonna do for you, then let me ask you this question. What are you gonna do for yourself? You talk about what plan do they have for black people? You don't have a plan for black people. You don't have a plan for black people. But let me give you a raw fact on it. Black people don't have a plan for black people. Why are you gonna go out and ask somebody who don't look like you to have a plan for you? This is what I keep telling y'all folks. This is what the Democratic welfare agenda has done to black people. It has enabled you to the fact that it becomes culture to you in your mind to think that everybody fucking owe you something. They owe you shit. This is exactly why black folks always fail in business. We fail in politics. We fail when we go to the polls because we can't get rid of our emotions. Y'all just let liberalism just dominate your lifestyle. That's exactly what you did. And I'm not talking as a politician, or I'm not talking as a Republican, or I'm an independent. I don't follow any political parties, but I have no problem telling you what I see. Because there's no way anybody, I don't care what office they're running for, have effect on me. Kamala Harris, as a matter of fact, he had evidence that could have freed a black man on death row when she was the DA over in California. Yeah, that's fucked up. But I'm not in my feelings about it. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who holds office. You still got a Goya. What is Goya? G-O-Y-A. Goya. You have to apply the Goya law. What does Goya stand for? Get off your ass. You can get mad at me, but you can't refute that fact. And if you think you can, I'll wait for your comment. Challenge it if you like. So again, no matter who's in office, you still got to apply the Goya law. G-O-Y-A. Get off your ass. Charles Barkley said, poor people been voting Democrat for over 50 years and they still poor. So did you vote with emotions or did you vote for policy? Because a business-minded person doesn't follow politics, folks. He doesn't follow this person because of this and this person because of that. This a business-minded person, a smart business person, will go into a danger zone to pull out something that's going to benefit them. Remember what I said to you guys. People who sit across the table for you to discuss business don't necessarily like you. But they see something of value of you that makes them want to do business with you because they see a benefit in it for them. We can't accept anything good to come to us Because we always want to question, yeah, they did it, but they did it for all they racist. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter if you get $100 in your hand from somebody from the Ku Klux Klan or somebody from the Nation of Islam. Guess what? It's still $100. You still can do the exact same thing you can do with that $100, whether it came from the Ku Klux Klan or from the Nation of Islam. See, that's how a businessman thinks, because the businessman is constantly playing chess. You guys need to stop playing fucking connect. I'm just giving you the facts, folks. I'm just putting it on the table. Why some people succeed and some people don't. And I'm telling you guys why. So when this young lady who didn't want to do what I told her to do with her business, and her business did close in 90 days, like I told her, because too many expenses. Another thing you guys need to know about. This is another reason why some people succeed and some people don't. A lot of us sitting around waiting on this fucking stimulus check. This second stimulus check. The first one came around April. Here it is, November. What the fuck have you been doing for yourself and for your business between April and November? Why are you still raving about a fucking stimulus check? First of all, it doesn't matter who's the blame for, whether it's Donald Trump or Nancy Pelosi. This is what you got to understand, folks. That stimulus check is going to be over $1 trillion. Okay? That's going to be money that's going to be printed that they're going to distribute, and they don't have the revenue to offset that distribution. It's going to put America in a deeper deficit than it's already in. That's not, you stimulate the economy, folks, from the bottom up. Now, let me give you some facts about that. Bottom up, meaning employees and small businesses, is what stimulates the economy. Big businesses does not stimulate the economy. Big businesses depends on the economy. Let me say this again, for let me make sure you get this clear. Big businesses depends on the economy, while the small businesses stimulates the economy. Why is that? Because of consumers. You have to think on the bottom up. That's why I say vote for policy, not for who you in love with. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm laying it down to you. Democratic policies has always been top down instead of bottom up. Always have been that. That's why there's a difference between liberals and the conservatives. The conservatives want a booming economy. The liberals want a top to bottom. Whereas the conservative have always been a fan of bottom up. If you are a smart business person, you would appreciate us bottoms up. So when you hear stuff talk about, oh, Trump don't want the small businesses to succeed. No. The Democrats don't want the small businesses to succeed. That's a fact. Because Trump is an entrepreneur himself. He knows that in order for the economy to thrive, the small businesses must succeed. He also knows that the job market must be booming for the little people. He knows that. Why does he knows that? Because he has big businesses himself. He got business. He ain't gonna be president forever. Whenever he leaves the White House, he wants his business to still be booming. And if the little people are not working, the small businesses are not thriving, his business, when he finished presidency, his business is gonna be shot to shit on a big scale. You guys gotta pay attention, man. You gotta read. This is why you gotta go to the library. You gotta invest in yourself. Invest in your own knowledge. Talk to somebody who are economists. Stop voting for people and vote for policy. Pay attention to what the fuck you're doing. Stop just reading headlines to an article and think that headline is yours. Stop giving your emotions, stop spreading your emotions over mainstream media 12% information. Listen, the media will never give you 100% information. Never. Always going to give you 12%. Why? Because if they give you 100%, they'll no longer be needed. Let me say that again. If the media gave you 100% information, they'll no longer be needed. So they got to give you 12% to keep the drama going, keep the ratings up, keep all of the billionaires who want to put money in advertising for them. Because as long as you're going to keep giving them all of your attention, big pharma, big businesses, all that shit will continue to make money off the advertising dollars. Media makes money off the advertising dollars because of the big companies. The big companies put money into the media. But everything is going to fold if the small people, employees, and the small businesses are not thriving. If you're an entrepreneur, you know this. So you guys got to start paying fucking attention, man. The Democrats been running on the same platform for the past 100 and something years, 150 years. The same platform. Racism. That's it. Claiming the other side is racist. They've been running on the same platform for ages. They get all of you guys to believe in that. And then they, in return, instead of reparations, in return, instead of a 40 acres and a mule, in return, instead of more money for HBCUs to help black folks education and stuff like that, instead of that in return, instead, they give you welfare, TANF, the type of program to keep you poor and raggedy. Study, man, read. This is why some people succeed and some people don't. This is why some people succeed and some people don't. You're not taking the time to help yourself. Every year, in every election, I kind of like had the same talk. You guys are allowing other people that don't look like you and I to liberate us. And to be quite honest with you, you ought to be a fucking shame of yourself. Because your kids are watching it. You got school teachers with this mentality. And they teaching your kids. Teaching your kids to be punks and losers. That's a fact. Teaching your kids to be punks, losers, and victims. This is why some people succeed, some people don't. They put this bullshit in your head to make you want to be a victim. And then they turn right around. The same people you're voting for, that you emotionally vote for, is gentrifying your fucking community. And now you're already thinking that you're a victim. Now you think you're going to be displaced. On the flip side, you had every opportunity to make yourself smarter, to increase your self-value so that you can raise your net worth, so that you can withstand the community that's being gentrified. But because your mindset, that you allow the media to change, to manipulate, you will forever want to live like a victim. How do I know this? Because I was born and raised a Democrat too. Until I knew better. I had to be around certain people to help change and redevelop my mindset, my thinking. So I'm sharing this information with you folks. I'm saying all this for you. Here's why I'm saying it. I had to make things work. The trials and tribulations that I had to face was training for me. And I got the deal done. We still have some further discussions to be had, but I got a letter of interest. Major HBCU, one of the top 10 HBCUs in the country, is ready to come on board and partner with me so that we can expand this HBCU over in Greece and Libya. Billions of dollars is going to be poured into that HBCU because of it. Tomorrow, I have a 10 o'clock meeting with a company that's 7 hours ahead of me in Switzerland, an artificial intelligence company who's also specializes in smart cities, artificial intelligence, AI. Meeting with them tomorrow. I'm gonna close a deal with them. They get a letter of interest in. I have world-renowned scientists I've been doing these meetings with. And let me tell you something. I didn't just pull this out of my ass. I didn't just learn how to do this shit overnight. It took 10, 15, 20 years for me to understand what I'm operating and what I'm doing right now. That's why I keep telling you folks, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. It's nothing that's going to be overnight. See, people are looking for an overnight solution to a long-term problem. And that is not how the universe works. It's not. Again, this is why some people succeed and some people don't. I don't depend on Donald Trump for me to succeed. I don't depend on a Joe Biden for me to succeed. None of them have nothing to do with my goals, dreams, and aspirations in life. None of them. And men, we need alpha males, man. We need betas. We don't need betas. We need alphas. We need alpha. We need stand-up men. When men that wear pants that fit them properly, like a man's pants supposed to fit them. We need these brothers back. We need these guys. We need guys like Woody Woods. Stand-up men. That knows how to wear pants that fit them. This is what we need, fellas. Because, quite frankly, us black people, we are fucked. We're doomed. We're doomed. Look at these black beta males in the media. Betas, all betas. Listen to them. They ain't even being journalists no more. They being activists. They moaning and groaning more than a female. Listen to them. Former comedians, washed up actors who wants all of a sudden go into journalism just to get on and bitch and moan to the world about politics. They're killing your inspiration, people. They're not giving you a solution. They're not telling you what you can do to help yourself. Give Steve Harvey credit. Steve Harvey is telling you what you need. He's telling you need to jump. You need to jump off that cliff, or your parachute will never open. That's Steve Harvey's message. Similar to my message. I tell you need to jump off that cliff and build your plane on the way down. But no, because we got programs like welfare, TANF. It don't make sense to jump off that cliff anymore. We just comfortable. We just gonna stay here because the government is gonna take care of us. They're gonna give us some cheese. See, that's been our mindset as a whole. That's why some people succeed, some people don't. Stinking thinking. Stinking thinking leads to a stinking attitude. That's why our women got a fucking attitude. See, your attitude is a reflection of how you view the world. See, stinking thinking leads to a stinking attitude. A stinking attitude will lead to a stinking health. And a stinking health will ultimately lead to a stinking death. That's all I'm going to share with y'all. Y'all mad at me? You can say you mad at me. I get it. Y'all upset? I'm just gonna bring it to you raw. I don't bring it to you any other way. You guys know that. I ain't gonna bring it to you no other way. If I ain't love you, I wouldn't bring it. So with that being said, I want y'all to sing like no one can hear you. Dance like no one can see you. Love like you've never been hurt. And live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you. So stop that damn texting drive. Those of you on Twitter, Facebook, share the video. YouTube, share the video. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great day.